today we are gonna do another question, which is the maximum and minimum value of the resultant of the resultant of two given vectors are 17 units and 7 units respectively. Um, the magnitude of their resultant is. So um, that's the question. Now we have to find what is the answer. So let's just think about what the answer might be. So let's first of all write the options. The options are 14, 16. Wait a second, I think I missed some. Yeah, I missed a point. I was thinking like something feels off, and it's because I missed a point. So let's move this to the bottom. I will move it later if I need to. So after this, the maximum and minimum value of the resultant of two given vectors are 17 and 7 units respectively if these two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then the magnitude of the resultant will be. Actually, I thought that the maximum and minimum is given, so the maximum and the minimum resultant are given. So I thought there was going to be a value between these. So 14 is definitely in between 17 and 7, so it is possible. That's why I was going to say this is the answer. But I saw 16 and I was like, huh? So that's why I checked the question once again. So option A is 14, option B is 16, option C is 18, and option D is 13. So the question is, how do you do it? So let's first of all look at the question. The maximum and, so that and looks like an 8, so let's make it like an and. The maximum and minimum value of the resultant of two given vectors are 17 and 7 units respectively. So the maximum, let's say there are two vectors. Let's say there are vector, let vector A and vector B, because why not? And we have to say that the maximum and minimum value. So the maximum and minimum value is just going to be A plus B. The maximum value is 17, whereas the minimum value is going to be A minus B. It's going to be 7. Obviously there should be this, but we are just saying that A is bigger. We are just supposing A is bigger. So we are just supposing this is bigger in terms of magnitude, of course. So we are just supposing that. That's why I'm not putting a modular sign, even though I should have put a modular sign. So let's make it from another color so that you know that there is supposed to be a modular sign. I'm just not keeping it. So let's say this is our equation 1 and this is our equation 2. So let's just solve this. So I don't know if you know how to solve this or not. Well, at least I know. So what you do is you literally add them up. So let's do it over in the next page. So adding 1 and 2. So if you add 1 and 2, you will get A plus A, which is 2A. A plus A is 2A. B minus B is 0, so we don't need to write that. And 17 plus 7, I must use a calculator for even this. My math is not that good, but I will teach you math. I'm like very scared at that portion. I mean, my theoretical background, I think it's pretty nice. No idea, but it might be bad. I might just saying nonsense. So please fact check me if you find anything that looks very weird. Okay, so we got A as 12. That means if we just put A in any one of this, so let's put putting A equals 12 in 1, which means A plus B. So 12 plus B must be 17. which means b must be 5, right? Let me check. 17 minus 12 is 5. Yep. So we have the value of a, we have the value of b. Now we just need to find the resultant when they are at 90 degrees. So I forgot to write that. We have theta at 90 degrees. I'm just taking the regular symbols. Um, so we have the resultant. It's gonna be square root of a squared plus b squared plus 2ab cos theta. That's the formula. At least I think that's the formula. That should be the formula, or else that I would be teaching you something else. So r will be a square. A is 12, so 12 square plus 5 is b is 5. 5 square plus 2 times 12 times 5 times cos 90 degrees. If you remember or not, cos 90 was, wait, what was cos 90? So let's just use a calculator, right? Why stress? So 12 square plus 5 square plus 5 square plus 2 times 12 times 5 times cos 90 degrees. And you get the answer of 13. And I hope that there is an answer named 13, because if there isn't, we will be in big trouble, right? So there is an answer named 13. So that's the answer. And obviously this is an MCQ, so you're probably supposed to do this a much more faster. And the obvious question is, how do you do it much more faster? It's just this. Don't write anything and just do this in a calculator. So like this, you can do, you don't need to write this, you don't need to write this. I mean, you can do this in your brain, or you can do this in a calculator. You don't need to write any of this. The only thing you need to write is this equation. So like that's 3 lines at max. So this was it for today's video. On the next video, we are gonna check out another question. You thought about something else? No, it's a lot of questions, because you need to get a hang of these things. So till then, bye bye.